Trump's foreign policy advisor, Walid Phares. With me now, Walid, welcome back. Donald Trump has made his immigration stance clear. So what is the disconnect?
Well, first of all, what is clear about Mr. Trump's foreign policy with regard to immigration is not the actual community issue, it's security. He said in his second segment when he made that statement back in December, I believe, as long as we don't know what's going on. So his concern is that the agencies of government of this administration are not accepting to create a measurement by which we can understand who's jihadists or not. So he made that statement. But definitely when he will put his next policy, and we're going to hear some of it this week, it's going to be about how to determine who's radical, who's not radical. It's not at all about communities.
All right, so the Koch brothers, Walid, not supporting any GOP candidate because they think that none of the candidates focus enough on the issues. And Charles Koch, he shocked a lot of people by saying it was possible that Hillary Clinton could be a better option than a Republican candidate. So how do you see that tepid leaning on his part? And then the implication, I should say, just for all the business people watching, is that he made a follow-up comment which implied that what she would do in office is different than how she's campaigning now.
Well, number one, probably many of those critics of the Trump campaign basically are not seeing clearly in terms of policies. They want to see clearly in terms of policies. And, of course, they may have other motives. But policy is coming. There's going to be a speech this Wednesday. There are going to be multiple other speeches. His campaign is organizing to show the American public and voters that there is a rational strategy being established, first in terms of homeland security, second in terms of foreign policy, and third, of course, with regard to the economy. All of that is ahead of us.
All right, Walid. President Obama in Germany today announcing an increase in U.S. military personnel to Syria. Hold on.
A small number of American Special Operations Forces are already on the ground in Syria, and their expertise has been critical as local forces have driven ISIL out of key areas. So given the success, I've approved the deployment of up to 250 additional U.S. personnel in Syria, including special forces, to keep up this momentum.
So, Walid, is 250 additional personnel enough, or is this too little too late?
Well, it all depends on the big picture. What is the goal of those 200? To train a force of 10,000, or basically to attack with special forces arrangements targets among ISIS. What is the actual big picture? Who are going to be the forces on the ground? In Europe, when he made that statement a few hours before, he said, I don't believe that we need to deploy in Syria. I don't believe that we need to protect the refugees in a free area in Syria. So no troops on the ground a few hours before. And then I'm sending 200 or 300 forces to train the Kurds and the Peshmergas against the ISIS forces. The question is, what is the long-term project? How are you going to defeat ISIS? How are you going to bring back those refugees to those free areas of Syria? We don't have answers for that.
All right, Walid, thank you. As always, Walid Phares, Trump foreign policy advisor, with me there.